Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI tutorial projects video. This is the project that we are working on about the Olympics dataset analysis. So this whole project is just based upon the historical data of the Olympics games. In the first video, that was just our previous video, we have seen how can we load this dataset and basically clean it, removing the inconsistencies and the redundancies in our dataset that were available. Now we have got one for ourselves, that is the Olympics final dataset, and we are going to work on it. Okay. So firstly, what we are going to do is we are going to see that how can we build simple visualizations, and then we will slowly progress our way up towards the complex visualizations, and finally we will be combining them all together into one Power BI report. Okay. So first of all, the simplest visualization that we had in the report that I just shared with you all in the introduction video was the pie chart. Okay. So pie chart visualization is present here. This is actually the visualizations pane where you will get all the visualizations. So all you need to do is just click on the particular visualization that you want to create, and it would be available for you. Along with this options, these simple options are available. So if you want to use any kind of visualization, what you can do is you can just drag and drop the data, and that would be shown into the visualizations, right? Like we have values and the legends. So what I'm going to do in this pie chart is I'm going to show the distribution or the allocation of the different medals between male and the female participants, right? So that means gender would be a criteria. So I'm just going to drop it into the legend part. Legend is basically acting as the slice categorization. Like if you know what a pie chart looks like, you might have realized that there are different kinds of pies or the slices that are being created. So what is the basis of creating those slices? It is this legend. Okay. Then we have the values. So what we want is the distribution of the medals between the female and the male participants. Just as you read that sentence or just as you repeat that sentence, you will realize that what all values you need for your visualization. Firstly, I needed the gender. The second, I need the medals. Okay. So here we have this medal value. Let me just drop it into the values. Why into the values? Because that will act as a point of distribution. So this is the pie chart that's been created. I know it's really small, so we can just use this particular button that gets it into the focus mode. Now here you can see the male participants have around 72.51% of the total medals, and female have 27.49% of the total medals. So this is the distribution that we have got. Now what changes we can do over here? If you want to do any changes, make any changes, you can just go to the format tab. What all changes are available, like this value that has been shown is known as the legend. If you want, you can just change its position, right? Like I am changing it to top center. So here would be my legend that would be available. Next thing what I'm going to do is change the data colors, because I'm not liking this color of male and female. So what I'm going to do is change the female color into golden, and let's just change the male color into this kind of a shade of a brown. Why I am doing this? Because ultimately what we are going to do is we are going to choose 3 colors for our medals, that is bronze, silver and gold. So this would be the color scheme for our report. So I'm trying to keep a uniform color scheme for the whole of the report. The next thing is the detail labels. This information that you are getting, it is the detail labels. So or the tooltip, right? So if you want, you can just make some changes into that as well, but I'm not going to make any changes in the this is the detail labels. Like right now the data value and the percentage of the total is being shown. If you want, you can just get the percentage of the total, or you can just get the data value. Like percentage of the total is pretty self-explanatory, the ratio. So we can just get the data value, and if you want to change its size, you can do that as well. So let's just keep it at 11 points. Now the thing is about the title of the chart. So what we are getting is count of medal by gender. Now whatever column names you had, like we had gender as the column name, So it came over here in the title. That's why I said renaming the columns is really important in the first video. Okay, so why is it important? Because whatever names of the columns you have, they would be taken as it is by default in the title by Power BI. Now if you want to make any changes, you have to manually do the changes. So it's better, you know, to just change the column names to something sensible, something relatable beforehand, so that you don't have to manually make the changes afterwards. That's why we changed the country region to country. Okay, so what I'm getting over here is the count of medals. So I don't want the count of the medal thing. I just can do distribution of medals. So distribution of medals by gender, right? And as you can see, it's been changed, but what I'm going to do is just align it to the center and change its size to around 15 points. That's it. If I click on this back to report option, then this is how it will it is looking, right? And this is how it will look. If you want to just move it anywhere, so there is this 3 dots option, you can just use it to move it, and also you can just decrease or increase its size as per your wish. This is the simplest chart or the simplest visualization that we had in our report that we just created. Now the second visualization that we are going to create is the distribution of the medals on the basis of the countries, right? So what we are going to do is create a matrix out of it. Now what is a matrix? Matrix is just like a two-dimensional table. In table we just have the column headers, but in the case of the matrix we have the column headers as well as the row headers. So it is used for a better visualizing of the information. Let's just see. As you can see, just as I got one matrix, I got the option of rows and columns both. So what I'm going to do is use this matrix to show the country-wise distribution of the medals. That means I need two things, the country and the medal information. So first of all, let's just get this country and drop it into the rows column. Now you can see this is the huge amount of countries that I'm getting, right? There are so many countries. I cannot work with these many countries. So what I'm going to do is apply a filter that I don't want all the countries. I just want the countries that are in the top 10 of the medals, like the countries which have bagged the most medals. So the top 10 countries information I need. So how do I apply this visual? Make sure this particular visualization is selected. Go to the filters option. Here is this country. If you just click on this drop down, there is this filtering option called the top N filtering option. You have to select this, and here you can just apply the top filter or the bottom filter. We are just going with the top filter. So let's just select top 10. That means the top 10 countries we want. Now with the help of or on the basis of what criteria? On the basis of the medals criteria, right? So there is this by value option. You can just drag and drop this medals option over here. Go to this particular arrow and select count from here. Okay, because we need the count of the medals, and on the basis of that only we want the countries. So you can click on apply filter, and after a few seconds we are getting the name of only 10 countries now. So it is much better looking, right? Exactly. Now what we are going to do, the second thing is add the column headers. So the column headers are going to be like gold, bronze, silver, the 3 medals, and the total number of medals the country has got. So that means again we have to search for the medals in the columns value. So when we get this medals into the column value, as you can see, we are getting bronze, gold, NA and silver. Now why we are getting this NA? We are getting this NA because as we know, in a sporting event, many athletes participate, but not everyone wins a medal. So we have got data for all the participants that have participated in the Olympics Games, in every single event of the Olympics Games for the past 120 years. But this NA is of no use to us. We won't be showing how many people have lost the medals. We are only showing the winners. So how do we filter this kind of an information? We go to this medals option and make sure the select all option is selected and just unselect this NA. So what will happen? We would be getting the total number of the bronze, gold and silver. Also we are getting this blank option. So let's just remove this blank as well. So we would be getting the total number of bronze, gold and the silver medals. This is showing the total number of medals of each category, like 1, 3, 2, 9, 5 and so on. The total number of medals in each category that have been given out by the Olympics Committee. That's it. The final thing is the values part, like what would be shown in these columns. Okay, let's just get into the focus mode to get a better understanding. What would be shown over here? The data part. So for this, let's just get this medal into this values, and now what we are going to do is just change it into this option count. Now what will it do is it will show us the values, that is how many medals of each category have been won by each of the countries. Now if we talk about its title, okay, the title, I don't think there is a title in a matrix. Yeah, there's no title. Now what we can do is, right now we are getting, if you just go back into the focus mode, we are getting these countries alphabetically arranged, but we may want them on the basis of the medal numbers. So go to these three dots and then go to the sort by option. Here we can just select the count of a medal as the option. So just after a few seconds, you can see now we have the countries arranged by the count of the medals. That is, USA has bagged most of the medals, 5,637, and so on. Go back to the report, and that is what we have got for us. We can just resize it. If you're not happy with the size of this text, what you can do is just change the size of the text. So you can just go to this option of this general, I think. Okay, let's make some changes to make it more presentable. So I have changed the vertical grid. I have actually applied a vertical grid and applying its color as black. And similarly, I'm also going to apply the horizontal grid, and its color also I'm going to set as black, so as to get a better highlighting over here in the table. If you want, you can just increase the thickness as well, so as to get better insights or better way of this visualization. Also, you can just change the outline color and the outline weight to black and 2. But that's just a personal choice, whatever you want. And here we can just increase the text size to around 12. And as we have increased the text size, we might want to increase the size of our visualization as well. The final thing that we have is we are going to apply a conditional formatting. Now what is a conditional formatting? It is used to show some kind of a data on the basis of the conditions, right? So how we are going to do that? We have this conditional formatting options. If we just go to it, and here these are the different options. We can just click on the data bars and make sure it's on. Then the advanced controls would be there. We can just go to the advanced controls, and as you can see, we are getting these data bars that have been filled according to the values, right? So we have just the positive values. So let me just select a shade of a golden, and you can just change the direction of the bar as well and click on OK. Now once you do that, you will see this is the kind of a distribution that we are getting. It shows that how much this data is being filled. So this is the amount of the data that is being filled. And even if you are not interested in reading the text, you can get a glimpse of how the distribution of the information is done over in this visualization. So that is it for this video. In the next video, we will be seeing some of the complex visualizations which would be a part of our report. Thanks for watching.